Okay. Hey, good morning. And we'll go live there. Okay, looks like we're good. Well, welcome to Tuesday. We got Chris and Dave here today for the GHL Power Hour, where me, Jason Orvin, is going to answer some questions if we can. I hope you guys had a good weekend, good Easter weekend. We were away spending time with family and got some turkey and stuff in as well, so that was great. Um, yeah, I don't have any kind of agenda today. So I know Dave had some questions about the custom values updater. And yeah, Chris, if you have any questions, let me know. And I think if somebody says something, I can see if my speakers are working because I think they
I
are.
got you.
Oh, there we
Okay.
go. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Just seemed very quiet for a minute. Um, what's that? iPhone in here too. And then we don't need the note taker. Yeah, okay, so this is being streamed as well, and we should be good to go. It looks like things are rolling as they should. Awesome. Dave, what issues were you having with your the custom values?
Yeah, I think I mean I just looked at it again this morning and I think I may have found it, but I want to make sure
Yep.
maybe we can walk through it and just make sure that that
Yep.
was the thing that was messing it up. So, months and months ago, I ended up changing my main domain. I built out a system for an enterprise company and I used their acronym in the domain name that I originally had purchased, and they didn't like that. So I changed the domain, and the trigger on one of my flows was still pointing to any order that was submitted from the old website that I had built out, the old flow.
Oh, okay.
And so I just looked at it this morning and I think that I've got that part of it figured out. So
Were you
I,
able to test it, see if
I
that?
haven't yet because I just found it, and I was gonna do a test order on it and see if I could make sure it runs.
Do you want to just share your screen? Can we just take a look
Yep.
just to see if that was? Yeah, and then if you do a test run on it, let me know because we we can see if everything gets captured and stuff too. So I'll show you guys one thing in a minute as well.
So you can see my site or my
Yeah.
page. Okay. So I put all of those workflows into what I call PC Updater, this folder.
Okay.
And I think the one that I had to fix was 1.0, order form submission. This right here, where it says R2 pipeline, was the old site. So I just fixed this.
Oh yeah.
And I think everything else I haven't changed. So I imagine that that's probably going to make everything
That's
else.
probably why the trigger wasn't working. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
yeah, so I would go through and test it. Um and then see. So one thing you can do as well. So if you go to your agency dashboard,
Yeah.
like so if like our stuff our should we should and then switch to the agency view and then go to the power tools or smart scripts or whatever you called it on the left hand side there, GHL power tools. And if you go to account settings in the top right
Share. Okay.
and then go to API history. So um if you run something and our system captures it, that API call is going to show up in here at the top of the list. So you'll see like this one says updated custom values. So the status says added. That was back on looks like January 30th. Um,
Okay.
so a while ago. So there's just a thing. It doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna mean a whole lot to you. But if you're like wondering if our system captured the thing, then at least you'll know that it's in there anyways. And then from there, I mean, if there's any other, this is what I'll take a look at, but I'll take a look at the database and just see that, hey, did we actually capture that call that you had kind of thing? So you'll see like find location, add location, that kind of thing. You'll see that in the API here for each one of those webhook calls that you do.
Okay.
So it's
I'll
just a
look
little bit
into it.
more information.
Yeah,
But yeah, if you run it, test it, send me a message, let me know if it works.
will do. I appreciate it.
All right, thanks.
Yep.
Awesome. We got Judy here now too. We got Bob, Michael, Keith is on as well. So yeah, if anybody has any questions today, just raise your hand and put your question in chat. Um, and then I'll get questions answered. Otherwise, yeah, let's hang out for a bit. Yeah, Judy, how was your weekend?
Pretty good. Thanks for asking. How about yours?
Pretty good. We got away, spent some time with family. Kids went to a birthday party. Yeah, it was fun.
Right
Uh,
on. Yeah, I went frog hunting with my grandsons and we found frogs. Hallelujah.
did you
On property.
like where do you go find frogs?
In the ravine, actually in the
Nice.
middle of the city, Rainbow Valley.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I remember being out my uncle's farm and we'd always go frog hunting out at the in the sloughs in the just the ponds they have on the property. That was fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
A little cold for that right now though. I'm surprised there's frogs out right now. It's did it snow there? You're in Edmonton, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it hasn't snowed in a while. Actually, it snowed, but just like it didn't even hit the ground a couple
Oh,
days.
it's just,
Been,
my parents posted a photo of Saskatchewan and they got snow yesterday. So
oh
like
yeah, no, it
I'm
didn't
glad
snow
I'm not
here.
there.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. Just a little bit anyways, but yeah, if awesome. If you guys have any, yeah, if you guys have anything, yeah, Chris there.
Yeah. Hey, thanks, Jason. Kim and I are actually just got a new account today. They just confirmed it via email, which is great. And one of the things that we're going to be sharing with them, or they're going to be interested in, is the points. And I'll be very candid
Yep.
with you, Jason. I haven't spent a whole lot of time on it.
Okay.
Where would be a great place for Kim and I to get educated swiftly on how to present the points and subscriptions?
So what do you guys, so where would you go? I don't have any like how to present it is what you're saying?
Okay.
Like how do we,
That's
is that what you're saying?
how about just an overall, like just a global?
Yeah.
Kim's come running in here.
Hey, it's,
Okay.
I'm not worried about how to present it. I've already basically sold it.
Yeah.
I just need you to know how it works.
Okay. I don't know if you heard that or not. She just wants me
Yeah,
to know
yeah.
how it works.
So we for the way the point system generally works is we've got there's two or three webhooks that we have. One is give points, one is expire points, one is redeem points. Um and for the most part for like referrals and stuff like that, we have referrals, invites, leads. Those are already set up as um let's go over to those are already set up as in the workflows that you need. So for anything for like referrals and stuff like that,
Okay.
especially if they're coming through the VIP page, we're tracking referrals through there. So you can give points as long as you have um in the custom values, you say yes, we're using points. And then also in our back end dashboard there. I was just working on something there, but under settings, you say, yeah, we're going to integrate rewards and points. So I think there's two places that
Okay.
say it. One in the custom values, and then one under settings and rewards. So
Okay.
under automations, we do have an example workflow here. So you can set up if there's you can set up points to work however you want. They're already set up to work in there. So let's just go for an example. So if we go example workflows and recipes, we have example redeem points webhook, give points per transaction amount. So we've got a few different examples of how those webhooks work.
Okay.
So for anything inside of workflows where you want to give points for something, you can do it. So here is this one's based on transaction amount. So here we're going to see, was there a transaction? Is the custom field for transaction amount empty? If it's not, then we're going to convert the transaction amount to, this is basically 100 points per dollar kind of thing. and then we're going to pass that over here. So this is the same webhook. This is the give points webhook. Action is going to be give points. One thing you can add in here that we don't have right now is uh, uh, points on. So this title here can
Yep.
be anything that you want. Here, this is just kind of a descriptor of why we're giving points in this one. So this webhook is we've got this URL, location, points, how many points you're giving. This can change. You can manually put points in there if you want. Action is give points, the contact, and then the title for giving points. So that give points thing is always the same. So that doesn't change. It's just the only thing that will change is like how much points you're giving. So if you have it like dynamically calculated or something like that, then you can do that, or you could just be like, oh, we're giving you 500 points, you know? And then the only thing that would change is like the whatever you want to say the title is, the reason why they're earning those points. This one here is giving points. You guys are gonna take that out because that's weird. Rewards transaction points. This is give points. This is so to referral. So this one is to the person who referred somebody. We have an extra field that says to referral, and then the contact ID, and then this is the referred contact ID, and then you can also put title in here for referring a friend, kind of thing. The only thing different in here. So this is all in the documentation as well under webhooks, but this is just kind of some examples of how to. You're missing out on some fields. Oh, we've added one. So
As far as that, the point values, is there any like I'm going to say best practices for the equation of dollars versus to points, anything like that that anybody's found has been a better
here,
practice? Like, is
I'll
it
give
100 to 1? Is it,
I think it's everyone.
yeah,
it depends on what you want to do. If you want to say 100 points for every dollar spent, or 1,000 points for every dollar spent, you could do that. You could do
there's
that.
really there's no, I guess, best practice, anything along that
Not
lines.
really.
Okay,
I sometimes I don't mind 1,000 points
okay,
per it just makes people feel like they have more points.
got it. Now I get it.
Oh,
I get it.
you know, you got 5,000 points, it's worth $5. You
Yeah,
know, I don't like the ones that are like really low. Oh, you earned it's like 1 point per dollar.
okay.
You got like 8 points. I like personally, I'm just like, if we're gonna give points, like let's
Give
make
them.
it seem exciting, right? Yeah, okay. So
Got it.
you've got
Okay, that's cool.
120,000 points, that's worth, $120
Okay, cool
kind of
deal.
thing.
Cool deal.
So I mean, again, you're allowed to do whatever you want for it. Where I was gonna go,
We
there's one
call
that we have.
points digital dollars or something. Do you and I have
Is there a way?
access?
Yeah, Kim was wondering, is there a way to like
Do we have that?
instead of calling it points, can we?
Yeah,
Is there like one place we can go to change it to whatever the
Digital
customer
dollar
wants
or
to, like
whatever.
digital
yeah,
dollar or something like that?
you can absolutely. So that's under your. I'm gonna paste this in here. This is something that Sam had created before and shared with everybody. I think he's in here today as well. It's oh no, it wasn't Sam. It was I think it was another one of our agencies. When we first created this, they created this, so you can go in and say,
Cool.
purport 100. Let's just say, okay, so our point is going to be 1,000 points. Um, how much is it going to be for 1,000 points per dollar? How much
Got it.
each one of those points going to be worth? And then you can put in different items here, and then say how many points you want it to cost, and then it'll give you the approximate value and dollar value. So that's just kind of what you want to do is like when you're creating your rewards. So if you're going to go 1,000 points per dollar, that's fine. Then just know when you're creating your reward items for them to redeem a voucher, then how many points is that,
Yeah.
per thing. So I should have shared this with you guys, and you guys can play around with this as well.
That's pretty slick. That's awesome. That's great. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, so then if we also go to so there's I think in our docs it'll tell you the other webhooks as well. So there's expire points, there's referrals. Let's just go here. I just wanted to show you. You asked about renaming points. You can just go to rewards,
Okay, I'm going there
go
now.
to settings, and then here rename points to another word.
Oh,
And then
geez.
you could be
Okay.
call it yeah, digital dollars or something like that.
Okay.
Whatever
Cool.
you want to do.
Awesome.
That should replace we have I think we have like I'm gonna say like 98% of places where it says points it is renamed um to whatever you put in there. So it'll update custom values, but it'll also update the wording in our back end. And for the most points, whenever if you notice somewhere that it still says points after you change it, please just let me know, and
Okay.
I'll
Good.
I'll make
And
sure
that's
that
one
that
more
gets
question.
Yeah,
changed.
because I don't do this end, so it
Yeah.
might already be answered. But how, because I've been asked, how are they going to keep track? How are they, because they've got their own dashboard.
Mhm.
How do they know? Do you know?
Yeah.
You know how to do that?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
as
know
long
how
as
to.
you know.
Yeah. So in the leaderboard
Yeah.
Okay.
for that location, let's go.
You understand? Okay.
Yeah, if we go to the leaderboard here, you can see how many points everybody has. So if you go to
Got it.
contact points, it'll show you their lifetime available,
Perfect.
um, how much they've redeemed, every transaction of where they've earned points or anything like that will all be in there. You can export
Awesome.
out transactions per individual. We haven't made it so you can export out transactions for the whole business yet, but that's in the works.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'll just tell you their lifetime, how much they redeemed, how much they still have available. This is their referral ID, so if they're referring people that way. And then if you wanted to manually give points for different things, you can redeem and add points right here um, for those different customers too.
Fantastic. Thanks,
And
Jason.
then one other thing that we created
Yeah.
in here is these quick options. So you can manage these, and then it's just basically you click on that and it'll add, add 1,000 points to that contact.
Okay.
I
Cool.
don't want to go down a rabbit hole, but
Yeah.
is subscription the same way? Basically, subscription is going to be the same way.
So yeah, subscriptions are going to be under memberships. And then when you manage your tiers, so you create your membership, you create your tiers that you want. When you create your tier, you can say, "Hey, we're going to give you this many points per month," if you want to do that
Excellent.
kind of thing. So you can have it as zero, but still, this is linked into rewards, so they get access to exclusive rewards that are only part of the if they're part of that tier, and then they'd also get access to exclusive promotions that are part of that tier if they're on that tier.
Awesome.
And then this is the tier you use for that the ID you use for the tier in
Okay.
the webhooks there as well.
Okay. Thanks, man.
Yeah, you're
Very
welcome. Yeah, that covers a few things. We probably could use a little bit more training on the front end of how to use the points and stuff and what happens there. But when they redeem those points, those vouchers will be created, and then they can bring those vouchers in and get those used. Okay, cool. Did anyone else who else had a question? I think somebody was going to raise their hand or something. Okay. Oh, that's today. Michael, any feedback from last week's call in regard to the walk your beat conversation? I apologize, Michael. I did not get through that. We were away for like a few days last week, and I didn't get through a few things. Um, no, that was. I will take a look at it. I know I had somebody else like said that was really cool. Anyways, what you're talking about with the walk the beat stuff. I'm gonna have to find the email again. I saw that it was here. But I didn't have a chance to go through it. I'll have a chance this afternoon after the call here today. Keith, is this mainly for tech issues? If not, can you show me how the demo is used? When I click the link, some of the buttons aren't working. Um, Keith, when you go to our demo or when you go to, did you install the demo on your own site? Demo dot, I think it's like restaurant dot myrewardsdemo.com. Keith, I'm assuming this is the
Hmm.
one you're talking about.
Yeah, man. It just may be a one-off for me being a neophyte to the system and all of this,
Yeah.
just trying to really understand how to implement everything and get everything set up to utilize it to present it to customers, the potential customers is what I'm looking at. Just really trying to get an understanding of best practices and how to present it. As far as the back end, the tech stuff, I'm okay with right now because
Okay.
of course, I haven't experienced anything yet. I have to one customer, but as far as really showing them the kind of like the bells and whistles of the actual system is where I'm needing I guess some tutelage on. Yeah.
Yeah, did Shan get you I think did she send you access to the agency launch lab backend stuff? The sales training stuff? Oh, I don't know what happened. Yeah, so this is a demo page. I will give you can create this on your own. So the way this works, this demo page is that if you want to use this, you can. I'll give you the funnel for it, and you basically just set the funnel up in your own sub account. You can also send people here if you want. If you want to load this up and you don't mind using this phone number here, I don't think people are actually going to know where that phone number is anyways. You can go ahead and use it. So this is just an example of how you can use the system. So this is the link to the rewards dashboard. What I would normally do is have somebody come in here, either get them to text this number or get them to scan the QR code.
Hey, Jason, are you sharing your screen?
I think so.
No.
It's not sharing anymore.
I could see it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was sharing it, just
Yeah, I
I don't
could
know.
see
I
it.
don't know why it wasn't loading for you.
Okay.
Okay, so in-house QR code example. Oh, I don't know why that's not going to the right page. Weird. I'll take a look at that. Um,
That was one of my I guess one of my disconnects because when I clicked on the items, nothing happened.
Yeah, well, this one here, if you click on the first one here, it's going to take you to the VIP program. This is where they can go and register to become part of the VIP program. So I would either have them text this number, text VIP to this number, and have them just automatically enroll in the system, and then they'll get access to a promotion and stuff like that. Or you go and have them register here, like we'll create a page for you, we'll put an offer on it. People sign up, they become VIP, and then take them through the process of what it looks like um, to become a VIP member, right? So if you texted this number, this is supposed to have a QR code. I'll take a look at that and see why it's not. Um, it seems like something is just redirecting back to the main page, anyways.
A couple of
This
those are like
is
that,
this
yeah.
is after somebody joins. Here, they can also join a rewards program. It's easier if you set this up and then just like um do your demo how it makes more sense
Hmm.
to you. But I say if you're going to do a demo, go in there and show them the system that you want. I would always lead
Hmm.
with the VIP program, lead with that. I wouldn't necessarily lead with points unless you're sure that customer could use points and stuff like that. The problem that, as we've mentioned, and I think in the sales training that we have too, it'll mention is that a lot of restaurants and a lot of businesses will have some kind of points loyalty thing in their POS that they don't use.
Hmm.
So when
Absolutely.
you come in and say, "Hey, I've got a loyalty point system that I'd love to set up for you," to get customers to come back, um, they're like, "Well, we already have one," and it's just like then you're then you have to be like, well, are you using it and whatever else? And have you guys set it up? And they're like, no, no,
Hmm.
no, 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 that kind of thing. But what they need help with, really, most of these places, they need help with the promotions, they need help with the marketing, and they need help with getting customers to come back, right? So inside of the
Hmm.
pitch deck that I think you guys have access to, um, has we want customers to come back. We want to get new customers. We want those customers to come back more often, and we want them to spend more when they're in. Right? Those three things make sense when you're talking to a restaurant owner. Oh, okay, we're going to help you get new customers. We're going to get those customers and all your customers to come back more often. And then our goal is we want to get them to spend more, because if we can get 500 customers to spend an extra $1.50 a week, you know, in your thing, that's an extra 3 grand a month, for not really even doing anything. So if we can
Hmm.
just help you like that. And then, in the training that I think we're going to end up giving access, we're going to just give everybody access to the sales training stuff. I'm pretty sure we're trying to decide what to do with our agency launch lab stuff, but we got a ton of sales training in there. And it's not about the tech, right? The restaurant doesn't care about the tech. The restaurant doesn't care
Hmm.
how you go and get the thing done. The business doesn't care about how you go and get it done. They just want to know, hey, I want more customers. I want more money. I want customers coming more often. Those kind of things. So if we're talking to the business is about what the benefits are, how they're going to transform, and then kind of get into some of the details about like what are their goals? Where do they want to be? Where do they want to see their restaurant? Where were they at before? Why aren't they happy with what's going on now? Why do they need help with that kind of stuff? You really get into the heart of the problems. And then a lot of the stuff can just be solved by doing more marketing,
Yeah.
actually. You know what I
Copy
mean?
that. So just to be clear, my disconnect is that possibly I don't know where to go to get the information that I need to, be able to implement what I'm looking at. Just like setting up the demo, how to set this demo up, as far as putting the values in and changing it. I was looking for that as well as so let me ask you a better question.
Hmm.
So I've set this up in my agency, but I have not set it up in the sub account. Could that
Okay.
possibly be my disconnect that I'm dealing with, that I need to be actually utilizing this within the sub account versus the agency?
It doesn't matter which sub account that you use it in. It's just you need to have a goal in mind.
Mm.
If I'm setting it
What?
up in this sub
Mhm.
account and I want to use it as a demo for restaurants, then I need to make sure that I use it for a
Yeah,
demo for restaurants, or
yeah.
food businesses
Mhm.
kind of thing, right?
So
If
yeah.
I'm going to set one up because I want to go talk to a bunch of retail places, then, I need to have it more set up for retail you
Mhm.
know um same with the fitness one and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
set it up in a sub account, but you're probably not going to have one demo that works for every industry. You're just going to
Sure.
you want to set up at least one demo that um is going to make sense for the person you're talking to, right? And
Yeah.
here is I will give you I'll share this with you guys. This is that demo funnel page that you can
Mhm.
put in. You can just load it into your sub account whenever you're ready. And that will give you that same page that we're just looking at there. I know Courtney Scala, I don't think he's on here today, but he's done a really good job at customizing this whole thing and making it, work specifically for him, how they want to go do their demos and things like that. We
Yeah, I have a question about that,
For
Jason,
a
if
lot of
jump in.
the back end stuff here, like I've got screenshots of the leaderboard and things, so you can kind of touch on those things. They typically
Mhm.
don't need like a full like walkthrough demo of every feature and facet of the thing. You're just going to overload them with tech, and that's not what they're looking for anyway. So if you walk into a restaurant, there's a really good chat that we did. 2 Fridays ago with Nathan. He's a restaurant owner, where we talked about restaurants and sales and how to approach them and stuff like that. So you might want to, I think that's up on our YouTube channel. That's really valuable too. It was a really good chat about how to approach them and just from experience as well. So we chatted about an hour and a half on just sales and restaurants. So yeah, so you could take that affiliate thing and go use a big, I'm gonna be honest with you, a part of it is just kind of play around with the system for a little bit, set it up, and then see how things go. Like, and you'll get more familiar with it. Then it becomes easier to sell because you're more confident about how the thing works, right? So
Yeah.
GHLsmartscripts.com.
Yeah, I think my disconnect was that I was operating in the actual agency, my main agency account, right? I did
Okay.
not set up a sub account, so I'm not seeing the functionality that I'm looking for from the
Oh, like
agent
you
view. I
you
believe
just
that's
like
what. Yeah,
installed the things into
yeah,
your like your agency dashboard.
yeah. I just did the basic stuff, and I had not put it in a sub account, and I believe that is what the disconnect is. Listening to you now, that I need to
Oh,
have it actually
100%.
set up in
Yeah.
it.
You need to
Okay.
go to like into Smart Scripts here, go to rewards, get your snapshot, probably restaurants. That's what we were talking about there. Grab your restaurant one, import that into your sub account. All that training is in the docs.ghl Smart Scripts. I also have, we started working on this last week, kind of more of a just streamlined version of a checklist of how to get things set up as well. This kind of just walks you through step by step. And when I go to set up a sub account, this is kind of the steps that I follow here. So this is kind of like from importing the snapshot, import snapshot to your sub account, set up the leaderboard, that kind of stuff. When you have those things done, you can essentially drop down to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 kind of thing is to get those sub accounts set up because these three here are um, just to kind of get yourself going in the beginning. But yeah, that you need to get into your sub account because in the sub account, let's go restaurant rewards here. This is where all the funnels are. This is where all the messaging and everything is, the automations, all that kind of stuff. That's everything is in here. So you have to install it in the sub account, or else you won't. It won't make sense. You're right.
Well,
Judy,
thank you for that.
you're welcome. Absolutely. Judy, you had a question. You
Hi,
just.
yeah, this is great. The step-by-step stuff is the bomb.
Oh, thanks. Awesome.
Yeah, for sure. More step-by-step stuff would be great.
Yeah, that's what
Anyways,
I go. I was kind of want to take this to. I don't know if anybody needs it, but I wanted to make it more with more. We'll make it with more screenshots and stuff like that. Too, because we kind of finished this up on I think on like Thursday last week, and then we were away for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So
and
today's the
that,
first day back.
yeah, that would just auto load. Like if I made a copy of this document.
Yeah, just click on that link that I take,
Yeah,
make a
and
copy of that
then
link and bookmark it.
and then when you add to it, that would just automatically load to my
Yep.
document
Yeah, it will. Yeah.
in my drive. Okay.
I
And
might, I might, again, I might take this and put this into like a slideshow format or something like that, and then have it with. I don't really necessarily like putting screenshots in a Google Doc. They don't format nicely, especially when you're using bullets. So
yeah,
I might find a different way to make it format better.
yeah,
But for now, this is a good step. And then this is um just kind of like a stream, like a one-page version of our our docs, like our training docs.
yeah, that's great. And so I was just wondering about the that link tree thing that you have there for the demo.
Yep.
Um, is it possible for us to get our own phone number for
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But so
for
you
the
would have to set
demo?
up you'd have to set this page up for
Yeah,
your own demo. So
that's what I
under
mean. Like
yeah,
get our
if
own.
you scroll up in chat, you'll see a link that says affiliates.gohighlevel.com from me. And it'll say funnel share. Click on that link and it'll get you that demo page.
And then I can change the phone number on the demo page?
Yeah, you have to still get a different phone number for your sub account and set that all up, but you could set this up. So all I was sharing is all this is like a link tree style page,
Right.
funnel. essentially. And
Are you able to go through it and show us how to do that? Like put it in a sub account and then go in and change the phone number on the
when
demo?
when you import it into when you click on that link, it's going to ask you which sub account you want to put that page into.
Uh-huh.
So it'll automatically ask you where you want to put that funnel.
Yeah.
Um, Tell it whichever snapshot you want to put that funnel in. Or save that link for later. And then once you have a sub account set up, you can do it. And then if you want to edit it, you just go click on edit.
So when I want to, when I have the sub account, I got to get the phone number when I set up the sub account and then put the link in and then
Yeah,
change
and
it.
then you can
Is
change
that
the
right?
change that phone number here.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What I just said, that's the way that I
Yeah,
would.
so you need to set it up. Like you need to set up the rewards or like the promotion restaurant stuff system in a sub account first. And then you go to settings and you go to buy a phone number, settings and then phone numbers. And so if you're in Canada, you don't need to do the A2P stuff, but in Canada, you can go and add a phone number. Here in the US, you'll need to go buy the phone number and then go through and get it A2P verified. Oh, I just heard, I think it was on Friday, Sean posted that you can do the sole proprietor phone numbers now. The A2P registrations are back now, which is super nice because if you have a client or you're doing a demo like this, you don't have to go through the full A2P registration. You can do the sole proprietor one. I don't have all the details on it right now, but that's what I've just done for these demo accounts. These demo accounts allow us to send up to, I think it ends up being like 3,000 messages per day or something like that. Um, as a sole proprietor. So this one's just A2P verified as a sole proprietor. And the easy thing about that is you have to fill out some of your information, but you can just verify it through your own cell phone number. So might have to find information on where to do that, but if we probably Google like the high level A2P um, sole proprietor.
Thanks for the heads up on that, Jason. I wasn't aware.
Yeah, it was gone for a while and then they were able to get it back. So let's just take a look. It's just way easier. So if you're doing a demo account, you don't have to do the full business information, address, all that kind of stuff. They can verify it off your phone number. So what happens is you go to do it, you start the registration. Um, well, this will walk you through how to do it, but you can put in your own, it'll ask for your phone number, and then it'll send you a text message to your phone. You just reply with yes that you authorize it, and then it'll go back in the A2P stuff. At least the part of it will be done. Then I think you still may need to submit a few things, but it makes it way easier. It's just way faster than it's generally like approved in like 24 hours. And but you're on a you can only send like 3,000 messages a day. So for a lot of customers, like you're not going to use it to send out mass texts to like 10,000 people, but if you have a client that is like an HVAC client or some client that's you're mainly just using text messages for like appointment reminders and other stuff like that, then a lot of times it's an easier way to go and get them set up. It's really fast and you don't have to do the full registration. Then if they need, 6,000 messages a day or more message segments a day, then you can go and do the full EIN registration too. So here I'll put this in chat, the how to register for the sole proprietor one, because that's a nice quick one.
And when you register for a sole proprietor one, Jason, do you use an American number?
No, you can do a Canadian number, and Judy, you only need to do it if you're sending messages into the US.
That's what I mean. If you're
Yeah.
dealing with an American company in America, can you still use a Canadian number to qualify?
Yeah, technically you can. Like, so I on our demo pages, I have these set up as they're A2P verified. Like we've done that so that we can send messages into the US.
Okay.
I don't think it gets used very often, but it's just a good example as a demo here. So for most people I talked to, they've taken that page that I posted in here and then gone and made their own demo page.
Okay.
Because then they put their own branding and everything on there rather than saying, just generic whatever branding. So yeah, you can just click on edit. If you in our let's just go back to here for a second. Gonna go back to our Power Tools backend here. And then we're gonna go to rewards, find our let's local restaurant demo. Or I'll just go to here. Anyway, so the only thing that you want to do is when you set up your phone number right here, this is where you can do the this is where you put the wording in for what you want people to say to subscribe to that campaign.
Okay.
So this is where you could put like VIP. You just want to make sure if you have different campaigns set up. So this is the in-house campaign, this is the print one, this is the database reactivation, this is the social media one, the social media ads one. You just use different keywords for registering. If you're going to do that. So text in-house to this phone number um, to register kind of thing. So you can set that up. That's where in under custom values is where you specify those.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay.
Thank you.
Michael said he loaded the snapshot. Awesome. Turned his screen gold color and down, but then it's back again, so that's good. Bob, you got a question.
He out there working on truck. Oh, okay. You might see him. He probably out here.
Yeah, so I had a question. Can you use the rewards program to do like a local rewards program instead of one restaurant, something that could be for a neighborhood or for a city or a region?
Yeah. So yes, you can for sure. For those kind of things, I typically would recommend going and using like creating like a promotions. Um, Doing more promotions with like the coupons than doing points. This question comes up quite often, and you can do points shared amongst businesses, but and this is going to be up to you, is you need to figure out a way that those businesses are going to be happy sharing points.
Hmm.
So if I walk into Susie's dress boutique or whatever and buy my wife a dress and then I earn, you know, 2,000 points for buying something there. And then I take those points and go down the street to the restaurant and then I use those 2,000 points for a free meal. The restaurant needs to be okay with
Hmm.
that. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
that's the only thing that you have to think about is just coming up with that point system to be able to be shared between multiple businesses. And we've had I've chatted with a number of people about it. And I just I'm not saying that they wouldn't be into it. It's just without getting a way more complicated or like involved point system to be able to track dollars and stuff like that. And what I mean by that is more like some point systems that you have out there that have multiple businesses and everybody subscribed to the same point system,
Mhm.
they actually go by like through credit card companies and they track dollar amounts. And then off of every retail purchase, a portion of those that sale actually goes like into an escrow account kind of thing. So that if you go to, like I said, if you go to Susie's and you buy that dress, a portion of that sale that would go to points goes into like an account, and then when you go down to, Terry's barbecue and you use those points, they get reimbursed for those points being used because it comes out of that same like escrow account kind of thing. That's like just way more involved system with points and stuff like that. But um so if you create a local one and you want to use points, you just need to, and I don't know the specifics on it, but you need to come up with a system where everyone's going to be happy
Mhm.
to use the points spread around. That's okay. Because I mean, we've done other. I've worked in some like barter networks and stuff like that where you essentially use points, right? You trade goods for points, and then you can use those points with someone else. There's just an agreement between all the businesses that say, hey, um, I've got points. I've traded this person for points. I did the work for them. Now I'm going to use my points with you, and then you'll get those points, but then you can use those points somewhere else, kind of thing.
Mhm.
So it's just, and I've never tried to set up a point system for a bunch of local businesses to see what that would be like. So I think you just have to work out the intricacies of it. The way easier way to go is just to use promotions and create like a community um, promotional hub where you have everybody can sign up. You have the businesses, they can pay you a monthly fee to be part of there. They can put a promotion up inside of your hub and you focus on getting local customers to join the community hub, right? So we've got yeah, let's just call it the community hub. You get you're getting the public to sign up to that thing. So you've got 10,000 people signed up to the community hub. And now when businesses go and put their coupon in there, um, everybody's going to see that, and then people can walk in to those businesses and redeem those coupons and say, "Oh, I've got this coupon from, the community hub. I'd like to use it here." Kind of thing. It's essentially the same thing as those print coupon books that we
Mhm.
used to get all the time.
Mhm.
But you can go and set it up like that. And that's a little bit easier of a sell because then you're not trying to like figure out how to spread points around. But you can also add points in that, and then if you wanted to do like a community points thing, I think this is where I was talking with um oh, I forget who I was talking to about this, but you can use points as well, and you could then take those points and enter people into contests and stuff like that. So you could have a community, the community hub coupon. Every time they redeem a coupon, they're going to get, yeah, walk the beat. Michael was talking walk the beat. This is exactly what we talked about last week. But you could then use those points to then give people. You can give people points every time they redeem a coupon, and then from that you could then enter them into contests and stuff like that as well. So it's the system is really wide open. You just kind of got to come up with a framework of like, I want to use it this way. Can I go like how do we go and how can I go and do that? So the opportunity is there because it's all run by webhooks and workflows. So pretty much pretty much anything that you can think of. Like, I mean, there's a lot of different options.
Great.
So what I would do, and I think maybe Michael did this for Walk the Beat, which I have to go and review. I apologize for that again. Is just kind of, here's what I'm thinking, put it down on paper,
Mhm.
and then it's easier to review. Okay, this is what I would like to do,
Mhm.
and then write it out, have a plan for that. What's my end
Mhm.
goal of like what I want to do, and then yeah, just put that on paper, and then it makes it easier to be like, okay,
Mhm.
well, we'll set this up and we'll set that up and we'll do this and that kind of thing.
Mhm.
Totally doable though, I think.
Great, great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Sam, you got your hand raised. How are you doing today?
I'm good, Jason. How are you?
Doing good.
Good, good. So I have smart reviews finally all set up. I
Okay.
tackled that today. Everything is working fine except for one thing.
Okay.
And since I was just doing, I thought I'd jump on the call and ask you about it.
Sure.
I have it set to show the watermark on the video on the lower right,
Okay. Yep.
and I'm guessing that may have be the issue because the logo's not showing, but instead there's like a weird. Like it says camera tag. There's like an overlay that covers the whole bottom, and it looks like it's not
Weird.
supposed
Can
to
you
be.
share your screen?
Yeah, 1 second. Uh, Let me get to the right page, and then I'll.
Oh, that's weird.
There's this camera tag trial
Camera
there.
tag trial. Let me take a look. Okay, that's probably something I need to take a look at on my end here. This second.
Yeah, it's no big deal. I just was like, I realized what time it was. I was like, I'll just jump on and ask. So I want to get this
Yeah,
over
that's
to.
our.
I want to get this over to a client who's looking for something like this. So I
Yeah,
was
I
testing it
will.
out before I send it.
Yeah, okay. Weird. Just give me 2 seconds.
And I'm assuming the workflows. Um, when I look at the workflows, it looks like you enter the person's information on the form and then it sends out an email to them to leave a review. So
Yeah.
we would just have to tweak that if we're going to send a link out directly to the person to leave a review. If that's the first step in the workflow, basically, we would just
Yeah, and there should be a trigger link
okay.
that sends them out to leave a review.
Right. Yeah. In this situation, the
But
client uses a different platform, and so he'll probably just want the URL link um, directly. So
I gotta go. You know what? I'm looking just at my back end thing here, and I've got like it doesn't make sense. It almost looks like I have two subscriptions to our back end stuff. One was paid on April 14th, and one was the free one on April 19th, which is the I wonder if it accidentally like switches us to the other account because that's just weird. Anyways, I'm gonna get this figured out. I'll send you a message and
no problem.
yeah, it's not like we didn't pay our bill. It's just I don't know why it's switching back and forth here. Okay, I'll get that figured out and I will let you know. As far as I know, it's all good. But it's clearly it shouldn't have that camera tag thing on it. Okay, so back to you guys. Um, yeah, awesome. Do you guys what else you guys got for me today? Anything else? Want to go forward on this great Tuesday and get a whole bunch of stuff done? Sam, how's it going?
Hi,
Oh, there
long
you
time
go.
no see.
Yeah, hey.
Hey, it's a really quick question.
Yep.
So I'm getting ready. I'm just waiting for my A2P verification to launch my Ripple rewards for my
Okay.
dockside, or I'm sorry, Sam stock client. But what I want to do in the meantime is set up rewards for his team to get some user generated content through the video stuff.
Okay,
Anyways,
yep.
how would you set that up? Would you set up a whole nother sub account with the stuff in there, or would you just create another screen for that?
What are you trying to do exactly?
I want to do the Ripple rewards for the Eagle crew, the staff. That's the captains on the boats,
Oh yeah.
and
So separate from their customers,
yeah. Mhm.
I would set up a different sub account for it.
Okay, that's what I thought. That's
I
all
think
I
it's just
needed.
easiest. I think that's what Chris and I were chatting about before too, is if you're going to do staff, then it's probably easier to just do a separate sub account that's only for staff. And then that way
Perfect.
you're not confusing rewards and promos and all that kind of stuff or points and everything with the customer points.
Yeah, totally. Awesome. That's all I needed. Thank you so much.
Awesome. You're welcome. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Awesome. Okay, well, yeah, okay. Well, let's wrap up for today then. If you guys have any other questions, please let me know. And other than that, we'll see you guys on Thursday. You guys have an awesome rest of your day.
Thanks, Jason.
Talk to you
Thanks so much
soon.
for your help.
No problem. Thanks you guys for being
Yeah,
around.
thank you.
All right.
Great
Okay,
evening.
bye.